Alright, a little bit of TNA. I apologize if I start sneezing on and off because my allergies are up. The pollen in this area where I'm living is about this size right now. And soon, it'll be this size. I'll do that again. It's this size right now. And soon, it'll be this size. That's not a joke. The pollen in New York, with the trees that we have available throughout most of the cities, no matter if it's Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, Staten Island, when it's got pollen, some of them get this big. You don't think they can, but it can. Oh, but this was a very confusing show. Not because it was bad, but because of what was decided at the end. Not because of the one who arrived, Giovanni Vinci. What is his name? Tabian Lecture. I believe that's what he's calling himself right now. I could be wrong about the name. I'm always bad with names. Guys, I'm always bad with names at first. I will get his name down. But I'm always bad at names at first. Unless it's something really catchy, I always mess up the name at first. But Giovanni Vinci shows up at the end of the show. Okay. That's not a bad thing. They wanted to make him important. They shut the lights off after the exhibition match was done. Turned them back on. And there he is, the former Imperium wrestler, the former Giovanni Vinci. Okay. Question's going to be, what does that mean? Will they book him correctly? That is the big question. But now let's go to this show. Battle Royal at the very beginning. And we get Mustafa Sadi. Mustafa. What is his name? Mustafa Adid. Used to work in ECW. Nice to see him. Didn't think he was still alive, though. Not because I thought he was so old he'd be dead now. No. I just didn't know if he was still healthy because, as you know, people back then took steroids. They were not in great shape when they stopped. He was pretty big, bulky when you see him. He didn't look 100% fat, but he was big and bulky. It was surprising to see him. We went through everyone on the roster. There were no NXT stars there, so it was fine. The ones that were left was Eric Young, and I'm actually kind of surprised that it was Eric Young at the end. And let me give it to you like this. Ooh. Do I believe that Eric needed to win here? Because seeing Elijah, I'm not saying would have been wise as the number one contender. No. Eric is, I don't know. It feels like, should it be Eric Young? I'm not saying they had to redo Kaz again. No. But you had other people you could try to draw from. But to be honest, the ones that got, I'm being honest here, the only person that Santana has not gone through is Dutch or Vincent. Everyone else he's generally gone through. He's gone through everybody. And he's already faced Skyler in a match. He's already faced Hotch, who Hotch did a Kobe. They mentioned Kobe's name, and he did a Kobe. Did I care? No. Now, mind you, seeing Dutch have a moment against Agent Zero was cool. But then you got Vincent, Dutch, Agent Zero. And I know he did a little bit of work with Agent Zero, but what would have been bad to let Agent Zero have a rub, or Dutch or Vincent have that rub? You chose Eric. Now, mind you, I don't hate Eric Young. I still love Eric. But was it wise to make it about Eric? Because unless there's going to be a Slammiversary, he has that match, which makes the best sense. They got to do it at Slammiversary because that will be in June, only a few weeks to nearly a month away. They can build up into it, which they should. But I'm not sure if it was the best for him. Yes, he's doing the cleanse thing, saying that he got rid of so many people. He got rid of Sosa. He got rid of Joe Henry. But is it right? I'm not saying it is. Isn't. I'm just saying, is it? Give me your comments below. Next, let me give it to you like this. Did I care about the AJ Francis versus Casey Navarro match? Yes, I wanted to see something with Casey Navarro. But then they do it here as a street fight. Now, mind you, let's make this very clear. Is this a strong story? Yes, it is. Casey took over for Rich Swann. And I did see a report that Rich Swann said when he went to jail the last time, when he finally cleaned himself up again, he was there in a cell with a skinhead who saved his life. I haven't checked the article yet. I'm going to actually check it and might do a Gump report on it. Because hearing that he said a skinhead saved his life when he went back in jail again because of his alcoholism again. And he got in trouble for domestic violence. That is something to think about. But you got AJ Francis, who really has done a decently good job when it came to First Class. Whether you like him or not, he did a decent job with it. And he's worked on his craft. I still wish he didn't do Tennessee Whiskey for at least 6 months to a year to leave it alone and then go back to it, but he never did, which I think really takes away from him. Because I know he wanted to prove a point that I don't need WWE to look good. I understand that. If he saw this, I'd say, dude, take away what I've said, what I'm saying now. Only thing I wanted you to do was just show you can do so many things and then bring Tennessee Whiskey back after a year. You already showed you can do multiple things. And I kind of wish that you had left Tennessee Whiskey out because they screwed with you in WWE. Look, I was never a big fan of you, not because I hated you, I just wasn't a big fan. Here, I respect what you did. You busted your ass in TNA, not in AEW. You chose to go to TNA. You chose to do your best in TNA. And you proved you can do more than just a Tennessee Whiskey move. But I wanted you to have more. I wanted you to prove that move isn't all you got. And they screwed with you because you almost look like you broke your leg, which you didn't, which I'm glad, but still, you deserve better. I'm just saying. But this should have been set up at maybe Slammiversary. They could have had something. I feel like this was done too quickly. Unless something's about to happen to AJ Francis that he had to go away for a while, which I don't think so. And Casey Navarro just came back. I don't think he's injured again. I feel like they just got rid of this to get rid of it. And I don't feel like it's right. Unless Casey Navarro is going to be acting even more insane than AJ Francis, which I don't know how. You just did a street fight. A street fight should have been one of the things that could be started, but then it was a clean street fight. Not a street fight that was screwy. It was a clean street fight. So then that takes away from Casey Navarro, and I don't like that. That just didn't seem to be the right thing for me. They could have dragged this out for at least a month going into Slammiversary where both of them could get paid off. Because that is one of the strongest stories they have. It's not one of the best strongest, but a strong one. Next. Tag match. Myla Moore and Victoria Crawford versus Rosemary and Allie. You got Tessa Blanchard at ringside. You got Mara Sage at ringside. But what does this really mean? What does this mean? Now you're going to say, well, this is about Allie coming back. The Undead Realm. Her going, trying to bite them. And during the match, Rosemary and Allie started biting Myla Moore. And I'm like, okay. And it's kind of strange hearing that a vegan is biting someone. Let's make it very clear. She's a vegan. She's a vegan. And if you're going to make it look good for a vegan to start eating people, you need to do segments in the back where you use vegan food with fake blood and her eating it like it's meat. That I'm sorry. That's what would have worked for me personally. Look, you wanted to be a fucking cannibal. I would want a Allie, returning Allie, who many people are saying, well, Matthew is saying that she's pretty much a walking zombie trying to bite people. Why didn't they do a segment in the back? We got Mara Sage and you got Rosemary and they're looking for her. They're saying, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where's Allie? And then they see her at a table eating something that would look like ketchup on it, but it's blood with meat, which is actually just some ketchup and some vegan meat, fake meat, and do it that way to make it look like she's become a cannibal. I would have liked to see that. If she's showing that she's from the undead realm, she's come back, but now she's going, meat tastes good. Kind of like what happened with, anybody remember the Boogeyman? And when it came to, I forgot her name, it's been so Lydia. And she had that thing on her face. And he bit it off her face. And he was chewing on that thing. I wanted to see something like that with Allie. I'm just saying, if you keep biting at the air like you're a cannibal, then show that she's a damn cannibal. Get some vegan meat with some ketchup, make it look like blood, and just let her eat it, and make it look like she's eating meat. And she said, oh, I got that from the butcher. Wait, Allie, and this is a scene that they were looking for. She's sitting at the table saying, Allie, what are you eating? Oh, I just got something from the what was it called? The butcher. Oh, you got something from the butcher? Yeah, I'm just gonna show him the butcher. What is that, meat? I thought you're a vegan. I was, but I'm not anymore. With goop all over her face. I would have thought that would have gone well with the new character she's in. Just moving on. Okay. Let's make it clear. Rosemary and Allie won, but what does this really mean? I don't know. It's not like they're messing with the Elegance brand to try and get the tag belts yet. And then let's get to the segment of Mr. Elegance and Kenneth, I forgot his name. Kenneth, what is the guy's name? I haven't watched MMA in years. It's been a while. And when you see that, do I really want to see a match or something with Kenneth Grain or Kellen? Kenneth Kellen. I think that's Kelly. I think that's his name. It's been a while. Like I said, I haven't watched MMA in maybe 15 years. I'm totally blank on who was relevant last 15 years. If he's just retired, he's doing a TV show now, but then they had an attitude and they're facing each other. Are they really going there? That they're going to do a celebrity like WWE does? I hate this. And then the match with AJ Francis, I didn't forget his name. His name is, what was it? Actually, I think I got the names mixed up. The guy is a fourth generation commentator. I believe his name was, what was his name again? Did I write it down or not write it down? Maybe I didn't write it down. I don't know if I wrote it down. Did I? What was his name? Where is it? Keith Jarrers. Judders? I think his name is Judders. And he also called the Elegance brand Hose. Sorry I'm taking so long to do it. Actually, my allergies are really messing with me, but kind of distracting. But I'm still getting it done. But let me give it to you like this. I don't want to see a former MMA star who is now doing a TV show have a match with Mr. Elegance. I don't want to see it. I just don't. But then you see, all right, Kelly, what is it? Chris Kelly. Sorry. That was the one with AJ Francis. Chris Kelly, a fourth generation commentator. The guy doesn't even look like he's he's in his early 20s. And he didn't really sound like a good commentator. Yeah, he's for sports. He does baseball. But he sounded very choppy. I'm hoping they're not going to try and hire him. I'm hoping they're not. I'm hoping they will not make him a third party. This was only a one-time thing. I hope it's done. If they just want to do it because his great-grandfather was a commentator or an announcer, and now he's doing commentation and announcing, fine. But I don't want to see it again. Now, let me say something here. One thing is a glaring problem with this episode of TNA. And if you guys didn't see it, this was it. during all the segments and some of the matches, I don't know who was running the camera. I don't care who was running the camera. They were this. Why? Let me make it clear, just in case someone says, oh, you do it yourself. No, I don't. I can do this. The only thing the cameraman had to do was zoom back. Most of the images I would probably put in this, and I don't even know if I'm putting any images in, are close-ups. Close-ups. And then they do it even more. Look at the KC Navarro match with AJ Francis. When AJ Francis threw him out of the ring, instead of zooming back, he zoomed in. What the fuck? I haven't seen something like this in Impact days. They better not be doing this more often, because I will chew them out every episode that I review, because that's what I did last time. When Impact was doing this, I said it. One of the things that brought the company down was the camera work, and it's not because the cameras were bad. The only thing they had to do is this. That's not too hard. Why? Because they didn't want people to see how few people were in the arena? Bullshit. There was a good amount of people in that damn arena. Bullshit. That was in Sacramento, California. That whoever was running the camera was messing up and was doing this, which fucked everything up. And then worse, the segment of Santana. Let's make it very clear. Santana talked pretty well. Daria Ray did as well. Talking about that Steve Macklin is fully recovered and next week you're going to be facing him. I did like how Santana said he cleaned his clock. He knocked his ass out, which helps in the story between the two. And I'm glad that Steve's coming back. So now, before he even goes through Eric Young, which maybe will be at Slammiversary, I hope it'll be at Slammiversary, because it'll make no sense to do it before Slammiversary. Why? But at least they set this up for Steve now to get his moment, and maybe they may also include him in Slammiversary, because Steve and Eric Young have history together, because they had a storyline that wasn't bad. Maybe he may get added into that match. Not saying a triple threat is always good, but it could be. Wouldn't be bad. But this pissed me off to no end that the cameraman was doing this. Do you want to see someone like this? Look, you see me? I know people they don't say anything, but I know people don't always like how things are with the camera. But I do that because you could see this. Then I got to do it. And if I want to read my notes, I got to be a little close. So you will see a little bit of my head cut off. But you still can see me. But this was this bad. And then when it came to Ali's segment in the back, where he's still doing the open challenge, which I hope he still does it in the same style. He's in the back with press, with a big screen TV, flipping through the different countries, and then picks someone, and that person wrestles him. That's what I want to see. That is the Mustafa Ali I want to see. Not the people that we've been seeing for months and months and months in NXT and AEW and in WWE. Well, Raw and SmackDown to WWE. NXT almost is its own entity, but then it's not, because it's still doing the same thing. You get my point? But you get my point. Open challenges suck. The only thing I can say with Mustafa Ali's, or Mustafa, I'm doing Mustafa, but Ali's segments, when he gets the new challenger for his open challenge, it's got spectacle attached to it. They're having a crowd with them. Of course, a not very big crowd. They got a screen TV with Order 4 by his side, which he was pissed off they didn't win, but, none of them made their number one contendership. But at least it feels important. Open challenges normally don't. They're garbage. Garbage. Except if they're trying to put over new talent, which John Cena did. But it's garbage. Moving on. I hate open challenge. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's see here. What's left to talk about? Oh, Trey Miguel is out indefinitely. They just announced it. And I checked the websites before I came on. And it's been pretty much, not really stated on all of them, but pretty much Trey's out. Trey's knee is broken. He has a broken kneecap. So he's out indefinitely. Damn. It hurts so much to know he was wrestling with a broken kneecap. And now it's going to take time before he can heal up again and get back into the ring. It sucks. He just came back to the company. He was the international championship champion. He did pretty well. And then this happened and it just sucks. Whether you like Trey or not, nobody wants to see somebody hurt and lose time away from what they love. If Trey did see this, my boy, I hope you get better, okay? I hope you do. Now, let's get to the final match. If I'm forgetting something, I'm sorry. I know it's jumping around. It's just... like I said in the beginning of the video, I might sneeze. Oh. X Division Championship. Cedric Alexander versus Leon Slater. The winner... 2 out of 3 falls match, which was good. I liked the match. It was good. Both of them got a point each, which is not surprising. I always do that. But it was still a very good match. It was pretty dynamic. You got Leon bleeding. I think I'll show that in my face if I'm interested in doing any images. But here's the thing. This is what gets me. You could have let him win. I really feel like they didn't need to do a Cedric Alexander win now. They could have dragged it out. Hell, they could have waited until Slammiversary. Unless something was about to happen with Cedric, that he's about to leave the company, or something going on with Leon Slater, that he had to be unable to defend the title because he had to release it. If it wasn't either one of those things, if Cedric is not leaving the company, if Leon is fine, but he couldn't defend it, but if he could have, why? Why do it when there's no point in keeping Austin Aries as the X Division champion of 298 days? Why? You couldn't let him have it. Like I said, we don't know if there might be a situation with Cedric and that he might be leaving the company, which he wasn't, of course. He won the title. And then the former Giovanni Vinci shows up and now he looks like he wants the X Division title. Or there might be something going on with Leon Slater. Don't know yet. We don't know. I haven't checked. I'm sure someone's going to leave a message saying, well, Leon is this. But if there isn't anything, nothing. There's nothing wrong with Leon. Either with his visa, either he's injured, or he asked for some time off because there's some situation like Asuka. If there's nothing, and they just made him job out. Yes, even though he didn't just take 1 lumbar check, he took 4 lumbar checks at the end. 4. And also had to be bled. He had to blaze himself. Was it necessary? Why? Wouldn't you just let Austin Aries' record just be broken? What's the point? Austin has not come back to TNA. Let's make it very clear. What we know about Austin Aries, the actual guy, he's a conceited little prick. Most people say that. I'm not saying that I agree with it. This is what they say. He has not come back since he left WWE. He's been either took break or he's been working on the indies. Now, I don't know if there's any type of problem with TNA per se. I remember Chris Van Vliet, he had some issues with TNA at one point, but now things are different. He could probably go back, but he hasn't. So what was the point of not letting Leon continue with the title after breaking it? What was the point? Because what? He's going to go to WWE now? If that was the reason, well, that would make some level of sense. But then it wouldn't, because it would have been better to break Austin Aries' record anyway. And I know you're going to say, dude, if he's going to WWE, why would you let him break the record? Because Austin Aries has had it for 14 years. And we're not doing anything with Austin Aries. He has not come back to the company. He's not done anything for the company in 14 years. And then some people believe that he's an asshole. And if you really want to make the company feel something important, you need someone to be able to really break that record and be important to the X Division. But we don't know. Maybe there is something going on with Leon Slater. I don't know. Maybe he is being called up to WWE. Maybe there is an injury, or maybe there's a problem at home. But creatively, I just don't buy it. It doesn't make any sense for him not to win it. It would have been a feel-good moment in Sacramento unless you really wanted to do something different. I don't know. But this is just me. I will say the show wasn't bad. Some of the things were a little strange. I mean, it was good to see Santino back. We now know Indy is re-signed with WWE. Not WWE. You know what the thing is? I didn't say anything about Ling Yang Lee and Xia Brookside. I want to wait and see what's going to happen next week. Because I knew this was going to happen between the two, but I don't want to speak about it yet until we see if anything new is going to happen with the feud between them. And the camera work sucked there too. And Santino and Daria Ray, that also sucked. So the show wasn't bad, but the camera work really brought it down for me personally. But this is just my point of view. Peace.